this is Dustin. Welcome back to the Rookie Builder. Thanks to some poor play and some bad luck in the last episode, all of our promoted people are in the hospital, so we're down to 4 rookies on an abduction mission. The plan for this mission is to use the trucks as heavy cover and move up the left-hand side of the map. I'm trying a little different editing this time around. I've sped up the video quite a bit so that it doesn't take so long to watch all the action unfold. Let's see how it works. So the first thing I do is I start moving my people to the left-hand side with the plan to bring 2 up the left-hand side of the trucks and 2 up the right-hand side of the trucks with sort of mutual cover. So I move down to this heavy cover where there's visibility and I spot a couple of aliens. Since I can't see anybody, I'm just going to go ahead and overwatch. I'm going to park somebody else right behind him because they can't reach. I'm going to move these 2 guys up to this truck where they may have a chance to flank on the next turn, or they may have a chance to throw grenades. The aliens take a peek, come out, and take a shot at us, and a hit. So this guy is mind melded, so he's got 4 hit points. 1 grenade is not going to do it, but definitely going to chuck a grenade at him anyway. Then we'll take a couple of low percentage shots to see if any of them hit, just to conserve grenades. If that doesn't work, we'll follow up with the second grenade and finish him off. 125% shot misses. Move the second person up to look through the truck, and the second 25% shot misses. So we're going to go ahead and finish that guy off with the second grenade. Kaboom! Goodbye, Mr. Alien. The other alien runs and hides, so we make a plan to move up. When we do, we activate 2 more aliens who run into that semi-truck. Unfortunately, both of the people in position to grenade those guys this turn don't have any grenades left, so basically what I'm going to do here is swap the 2 fire teams and try to get a couple of grenades up into range on the 2 new sectoids, and hopefully they'll hold tight long enough for me to pitch a grenade at them. You'll notice that I'm not moving too many people at once, and I'm not moving very far when I do move. I want to conserve my overwatch, and I also want to conserve my turns in case stuff happens. So I do move a person through a place where they can get an overwatch shot on me. So I go ahead and move the second person up because overwatch is now impossible from that alien, and I know the path is safe. So now that we kind of have a beat on where the aliens are, it's time to see if we can get a grenade up in their grill. Unfortunately, the grenade controls are kind of touchy on the Xbox, and it's being pretty hard to figure out how to get in there. Move this person up where hopefully they can get a little better throw on the grenade, and also spot the aliens a little better. And I do get that better shot, lob the grenade, and now all the known aliens are taken care of. Now what I'm going to do is just cautiously move my people up using these semi-trucks as heavy cover. Finally, we figure out where those aliens are. Unfortunately, we're not in a very good position to flank them because of the lack of cover in this part of the map. Also, ideally, I'd like to maneuver my last grenade up into position to take out at least one of the aliens. Unfortunately, the person with the grenade is also wounded, so I have this guy scope it out before I run out my wounded soldier with the grenade. And there's just no way that the grenade is going to reach from the corner of this truck. So I'm going to try to run this person up and get a flanking shot on the right-hand side of the aliens. I draw a little bit of overwatch, take a couple of points of damage, which is too bad, but definitely my own fault. I do get an Overwatch shot off, and another one, but the two aliens are still standing. One of them, however, is flanked to somebody. "45% chance to hit" is pretty good, but with only being able to take out possibly one alien and still get shot by the other one, it's not very good. So I continue to try to maneuver my people around for a better advantage before I take on these aliens. Take a shot from good cover that misses. Try to find a good place to move this guy up where he can use the grenade. Unfortunately, he's out of cover, but I think the offensive advantage is worth it. Unfortunately, I forget that the alien is buffed up and takes more than a grenade to kill. Strangely, he fires at the person who actually has cover and misses, which is a very lucky break for this soldier, who moves up into heavy cover. And I maneuver the rest of my troopers to get the best advantage that I can. Which pays off and the alien goes down. Everybody reloads, goes on Overwatch. We have to figure out where the last aliens are. So once again, back to moving just one or two people a turn, putting everybody else on Overwatch, trying to maneuver into a good position where I can deal with the aliens that I'm now are fairly certain on the roof of the building across the street. The coast is clear to the drain pipe, so I move these two guys up to this side. I'm kind of hoping that the aliens will jump down off the roof into my other two troopers when I spot them. So I kind of line them up to get a good flank on the aliens if they happen to jump off the roof. We finally find them, and of course, they go further up on the roof instead of jumping off the roof. I'm not in a really good position to take these guys out right now, so I'm trying to figure out what the best way is to surround them and get a lot of firepower on them in one turn. So I move one trooper to go around the back of the building. I move the original guy back down off the roof. This person still has full health, so I move them up where I think they might have a shot, but they don't. She doesn't have full health at all, so she's going to move back and go into Overwatch and take a shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect, and the alien's still standing. He takes a shot, but the heavy cover does its job, and I move this guy around the back of the building, hoping to get around behind the alien on the roof. Sadly, he's waiting for it, has a good angle on Overwatch, and takes out the trooper. I move up, take a shot, finally take down that alien, and now I make a plan to get up in front of the alien that's on the roof, and hopefully he doesn't get away. I suspect he's just going to sit there and Overwatch. I think I can get up these stairs, out the window, and onto the roof. So I run the troopers into the building. And my plan is to get them in position where they can jump up on the roof, and then have the far trooper run across the roof at extreme distance doing a sprint, hopefully to draw any Overwatch, and then run these guys up on the roof and take out that alien. Unfortunately, that plan is busted when my troopers refuse to go out the window, So they're going to have to go up the drain pipe on the corner of this building. I get my wounded person up first, which isn't really what I had in mind, but I just sort of deal with it instead of shuffling the troopers around for another turn. So I'm going to step him up on the roof, where he can hopefully see that other alien, which he can't, which is good because he didn't take any Overwatch fire. Move him up just a little bit more, and then I move these two troopers up where they can ambush that alien on the next turn. Unfortunately, I don't think that I was going to draw Overwatch when I go around this corner, but I do. Luckily, it misses. Get a strange graphic bug with a trooper hanging out on the ladder, but it's all fine, because clearly the alien can't see him. I dash this guy across the alien's line of fire to draw the Overwatch on purpose, which fortunately misses. And I had full armor, so I probably would have survived anyway. Get up behind the alien nice and close to take him out, but somehow miss. Fortunately, I have backup. She comes up and puts 2 in his hand. All in all, not too bad for 4 rookies, but we lost somebody, so we're going to have to try to do better next time. On the plus side, 3 rookies get promoted to squaddie, and we get some more flexibility in our squad, so that's a really good thing. A few more artifacts is also handy because it means we'll actually be able to do some research now. Not to mention that we earned a sergeant as one of our rewards, which is going to come in handy because so many of our troopers have been killed or wounded, especially our good leveled up troopers. We're going to sell off the only resource we really have, which is a few sectoid corpses, in order to be able to do a little more excavating down in the base, so that we can be ready for next month, hopefully when we get a nice influx of cash. We finally get to work on those weapon fragments. Unfortunately, these may be too little too late, but we'll see. Now it's time to scan for activity and see what happens between now and the end of the month. So I push the council report, I try to get it just with 1 day left to go, and then I'm going to go launch my satellites. Despite not doing very well in some of the tactical missions, in the strategic screen, it turns out we've been very, very lucky, and no country is panicking. At this point, we could easily have 3 countries panicking and only be able to save 1 of them. My first priority is to get Africa going to generate the extra income, so I can plop a satellite down pretty much anywhere I want in Africa, and so I pick the country that gives the biggest payday. We end up with a shockingly good report card, considering how badly some of the missions went, and now that it's the beginning of the month and we have some money, we can actually do a little bit of work down in the base. Africa is going to need a couple of interceptors, so we order those. Unfortunately, we can't afford to start a satellite uplink. Hopefully we'll have enough money by mid-month to start it so that we'll have it by the end of the month. We also need to start building satellites by about the 10th, or we're not going to have them by the end of the month. Unfortunately, looking at this replay, looks like I forgot to build the satellites. Hopefully it's not too late in the current game. I don't understand why beam weapons isn't in the list of available projects, but I went ahead and picked alien materials anyway. That may be a mistake. It may have been a better policy to save the resources for beam weapons and potentially plasma weapons, but it'd be really nice to have beam weapons by the time the Terror mission comes around near the end of the month. We have some more abductions come up. I check the country screen and look at the panic levels, and I pick which country I'm going to go to based sheerly on which countries are about to panic, so that I can manage the panic on the globe and hopefully concentrate panic into just 1 or 2 countries where we have a better ability to control it. And it looks like pretty much have to go to Europe in order to keep panic to a minimum. So now we have 3 squaddies and a sergeant heading out to the UK to take care of business. So join us next time for Operation Silent Grave. Who names these operations anyway?